Okay, starting over. My name is Jonathan Nunez, and this is my WPP, my World Profile Project on Nathaniel, or that's my nickname for him, Nathan Magdabe. Nathan, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Nathan Magdabe, and I work at Cold Stone Creamery, and I am an ice cream maker.
That is wonderful. Now, I have a couple of questions here for you today. Oh, and side note, for those of you who don't know Nathan Magdabe, he is a junior and attends James Logan High School, and he has two best friends. Now, Nathan, I have a couple of questions for you. Would you be so kind to answer them?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Perfect. Do you enjoy your job?
Yes, I do enjoy my job because I get to put smiles on people's faces when I give them ice cream.
Wonderful. Perfect. Um, what do you like most about your job? I'm actually pretty curious.
I think what I like most about my job is that I get to meet different kind of people every time I'm working, and it's just a great experience. I get to learn about so many different cultures, and just it's just very diverse, and that's something I love about it.
I mean, how do you learn about other people's culture and diversity when you're just making their ice cream?
Well, it's not just about making the ice cream. It's also about making conversation with the customer, and that's how I learn about like their cultures and what they go through in life. Sometimes we just talk about how their day went.
That was so beautiful. I literally cried. Second question. What is the most memorable experience at your job?
The most memorable experience at my job would be when I first started working there, where they just threw me in to the madness, and I was so lost. But now I know where I am.
That's your most memorable experience that someone threw you into the job? That's pretty crazy. How did you survive that?
I just went with the flow.
Gnarly. Um, how long have you had your job? I'm curious about that. I mean, you're 16 years old and you already have a job, but yeah, I'm still curious about how long you've had your job.
I've been working at Cold Zone for about 5.5 months.
Cute. Okay. Um, how long are you planning to work there? I mean, we're both juniors here at James Logan High School. Do you want to work there during high school, after high school, during college? What are your plans?
I think I'm just gonna work there for as long as I can because as I work there longer, I get more experience into the food industry and how everything works.
Okay. Now, this is a very vague question, a very general question as well. Should teenagers have a job or should be in the workforce nowadays in like 2019, 2018 era?
At what age do you mean by teenagers? Like just when they turn like 13, or like is there a specific age they should start at?
Like 13 up, yeah.
I would say no. I think 16 would be a great time to start working because when you're like 13, 14, you're still down there. You're just starting high school probably. You're just starting high school.
Probably.
You're starting high school and it's just so much to take in, and adding another like something, a big responsibility to it is just gonna make it harder because when you start high school you should be trying to figure out what's going on and that how many clubs you want to join, or all these, like if you want to do any sports, and juggling all that with the job is just very hard, and I don't recommend doing that. But when you're 16, I think you have a better understanding of where you're at right now. You know your strengths and you know your weaknesses, and if you think you can handle a job, then I say go for it. But as long as you can keep up with school and whatever else you have going on in your life.
Okay, that was beautiful. But like, okay, but back in the olden days, people But back in the olden days, like not too long ago, like in the 1900s or 1950s, people were working. And yes, we've already talked about child labor and how that's really terrible. But nowadays, there are like, labor unions and like, other safety regulations for minors who are actually working. So why do you think that children should prioritize other things instead of like, making that coin? Because like, in America today, economy and like wealth is very important. So why can't people just, work right now? Like at 13. Why do they have to like, wait and like, enjoy high school when high school's debatably not enjoyable at all? That's the tea.
Well, I really think it depends on your situation. And if you think it's appropriate for you to work at that age, then, and you have no other option, then you should do it. Yeah.
Intri- um, Nathan just covered the mic and he just scorned me about how this is not a forensics competition. But we're gonna get back to the questions now. Don't touch my phone. Oh. Okay. Another question. Why are you so invested in the food industry?
I think I'm very invested in the food industry because my dad works in the food industry, or it's his dream job. He he always knew he wanted to be a chef or own a restaurant. He started at my age 16. He worked in San Francisco for this pastry shop, and he made pastries. And then from there, he went on to like making his own recipes. And he's not really a pastry chef. He's more like he just cooks. But like he's really worked towards a business for food, and he tried starting this food truck, but it didn't really go as well as he planned. So right now it's on hold, but his ultimate dream was to have a restaurant. And right now he's catering to friends' weddings and stuff like that, and I would always be around him with that. And he used to work at this bar, the Monkey Bar, or the Monkey Club in South San Francisco, and I would go with him there to help him prep. And we would go around the neighborhood handing out flyers, saying, telling, like the flyers would say the specials that he was making. And yeah, I think it's mostly because of my dad.
Aw, that's cute. I mean, okay. I have a question. Do you want to follow your dad's footsteps and become like, like a world-renowned chef and stuff like that, and like, have your own restaurant, have your own bar and stuff like that, or do you want to like go into your own route, or is there another option? Because this is kind of cute.
I think I'll go in my own route. I wouldn't think that culinary is really there for me. It's something I would enjoy to do. Like if my dad ever did open up his restaurant, I'd definitely be there. I will definitely be there to help him out. And right now, working culinary jobs in the food industry is actually very fun for me. But I'm not sure if I would keep going on with culinary.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Not looking at the food industry, but you as an individual, how do you feel, or what do you feel your future will look like? Not in 10 years or 5 years or 15 years or 30 years. What do you think your future will look like? And how many years? In X amount of years?
Can you please rephrase the question?
What do you think you're going to be doing in your future? After you graduate high school, after you graduate college, after you like, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Right now, I'm trying to figure out where I am. Hopefully by then I'll still be working, and hopefully I have my dream job. But right now, I don't know what that will be. I'm just really trying to figure out what's happening right now.
Do you think every other teenager feels that way? That I'm not done. Do you think every other teenager feels that way? That they're lost, not only like in the food industry or in any industry at all, but do you feel like they're lost, in their own path to find themselves spiritually, physically, emotionally, whatever?
I would say yes, because school definitely plays a factor into that. School is very stressful, and there aren't many classes that lets us express ourselves or figure out what we want to be. And if we want those classes, we actually have to like make like time for those classes. But then the mandatory classes, which aren't helping us really, have to come first. So we're just focusing on those classes and not really figuring out what we are or what we're doing.
So, what, we should not prioritize jobs? I mean, because, like, jobs are important. We already know that. Jobs make America, like, run and thrive. But should jobs be prioritized over school, or should school be prioritized over jobs? What is the top priority for an average teenager or child or adult?
I think the top priority, well, not top priority, but I think a priority would be education. But then some adults don't go to college, but yet they are very successful. Sometimes even more successful than people who actually did go to college and are using their degree.
Can you please give me some examples?
I saw this YouTube video.
I think what he meant to say was that one example would be Steve Jobs.
Oh, yeah. And Steve Jobs would be a great example. Let's see. Lady Gaga.
She didn't go to college?
I think so. Oh, no. Katy Perry. She did not graduate high school. She got her GED.
She's going crazy right now.
But she's very successful where she's at right now. And there's many more celebrities. So like Steve Jobs, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, I think. Etc.
Okay. Now, looking towards the workforce itself, do you think there should be stricter regulations on minors working? Do you think only adults should work in the workforce? Do you think teenagers should be prohibited from ever working in a workplace ever?
No. Because I'm a teenager working and I think they're great working. Like where I work right now, I'm the youngest one working there. All of them are 18, graduated already, but they're still in college, and it just really helps out a lot. Yeah.
Cute. So, since this is a work profile project and we're not only talking about work, I want to talk about you, Nathan. Is that okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do.
To James Logan students that have a similar. Oh yeah, it is similar. Situation that I am in. I'd say focus on focus on finding yourself, and don't try to juggle things that you think you're not going to be able to do. Just know your limits, know your weaknesses, know your strengths, and I think you should be good.
Do you sometimes feel stressed? Do you sometimes feel like you can't handle everything that's being given to you? Do you sometimes feel like, everything's going to collapse on you, that everything's going to go terribly for you? Or do you feel like you got this handled? Do you feel like everything's well balanced? Do you feel like, haha, I got this?
Yes, I do feel stressed. I feel like everything's just gonna collapse on me one day, and I feel like that every day. Every day of my life, there's always something different. There's always something that's gonna stress me out. There's always that thing that's gonna be right behind me. And I think if you feel like that too, you should probably go to therapy. I mean, you don't have to, but that's something I'm doing. And I think it really helps a lot. And I don't think you'll feel more balanced or you'll feel better, but it's gonna feel like weight's been lifted off your shoulders, just little by little. Or if you don't have to go therapy, just talk to someone. Talk to your best friend. Talk to your family. Talk to someone that would listen. Maybe even a teacher. Well, make sure it's the right teacher. Some teachers are just too much.
Okay, another question. Well, we are at the conclusion of this session, so only like 2, 3 more questions. And this is for you, Nathaniel. Do you feel like an outcast? Do you feel like an outcast in your family? Do you feel like an outcast in your friends? Do you feel like an outcast in school? Do you feel like an outcast at work? Or do you feel involved? Do you feel like, that everybody loves you, that you're the, center of attention? Do you feel like, you're the Regina George of James Logan High School?
Definitely not the Regina George of high school. I do not like attention. I'm not an attention whore, okay? I think that's just the movies. That's what you see in the media. But in reality, for James Logan High School at least, that's not how it works. See? People have their own groups. It's kind of mean because they exclude people. I've been excluded before. I don't care. I don't want to be a part of the group. But I have my own friends, and I like making new friends when I can.
Can you list the friends, please?
There's a few. A lot. Not really. I don't know. I know a lot of people. Oh, that made me sound a douche. But, okay. Anyways, I think what I'm trying to say is that I do feel like an outcast, but not with my friends. I feel like an outcast when I'm with different people.
Love that. Since this is the year of 2019 and we just ended the year of 2018, or as known to the LGBTQ community as 20-gay teen, and now is known as 20-bi teen, which is 2019. Yes, everyone said that. Search up 20-bi teen and people will actually, there's some tweets around there. I'm not just making this up. Exactly. Period. Don't come for me again.
Oh, wow, you're right.
Being a part of the LGBTQ community, do you feel like you're at home? Or do you feel, not as comfortable as you were before?
Sometimes I forget. But it definitely pops up, or it's like I have epiphanies because I realize I go to James Logan High School and there's just so many arrogant arrogant people there and ignorance, and it's just I even saw a presentation about why gay parents should not raise children, or why they should not adopt, or how the media is affecting children because they use Modern Family as an example. And they said that children with gay parents are not going to experience the same childhood as straight parents. And I thought that was all BS. And I was a freshman. I didn't want to say anything. and I was looking around the whole classroom, seeing if anyone was was confused or mad. I felt like I was the only one that was triggered by it or mad, because whether I'm straight, gay, bi, etc., that's not right. And that really bothered me, how I didn't see anyone else in the classroom bothered by that. And I think James Logan isn't really a safe place.
I'm so putting that in.
Go ahead. I'm not done.
You really don't think James Logan is a safe place? I mean, it's a school full of diversity. People, are just like you. Why don't you feel safe?
Yeah, diversity. Mostly by race. I mean, James Logan High School is a very diverse place. It doesn't matter race, sexual orientation, etc. But there's always going to be, like, the head of it. There's always going to be people with really closed mindsets there. And it just doesn't feel safe there. Everyone, like, there's so many people that uses gay as an insult, or if they see something they don't like, they say, "Oh, that's so gay," etc. And I don't feel good about that. It's like, no. Maybe classrooms are safe at James Logan High School, but James Logan High School is not safe to me.
So you're talking about this. So what you're talking about mostly is the students then.
Yeah.
It's not the school itself. Are you part of the Gay Straight Alliance? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that correctly. Are you part of the Gay Straight Alliance?
The club, no.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not done.
I
have a lot to say.
And I have a lot to say too. I have a lot to ask. Yes, ma'am. Yes, fine. I'll explain. I'll let you explain why you're not in it.
I'd love to be in it. Probably senior year. But I don't have the time right now. I'm just so stressed out with school and everything else going on in my life. Yeah. That is a safe place though, Logan. Those clubs, the LGBTQ plus club, the ethnics class, the LGBTQ ethnic class, and the Gay Straight Alliance. It's a safe place.
Cute. Okay. Going back to your sexuality, whether you'd like to disclose it or not, you say that you don't feel safe at James Logan High School, but do you feel safe in the Bay Area itself?
I think I'm comfortable in the Bay Area because it's California. And it's just a very democratic place, and it's 2019, and there's just so many and there's just so many, okay, 20 by teen, I guess, but there's just so much more open-minded people here, but there's some parts, but generally, it's pretty good here, especially San Francisco. It's great. I also grew up there for about 4 years, then I moved down here to Union City. I miss San Francisco, by the way.
Alright, so when you say that, I also have a question, and I want to connect your workforce into this. So, in the future, when you think about working, do you want to leave the Bay Area, where you feel comfortable at with your sexuality and also yourself as an individual, or do you want to go to another place? Or are you like open to going to another place for your job or to start a new family or something like that? Or do you want to stay here? I mean, that's like a tough question, you know?
I've always wanted to get out of the Bay Area. I always want to go to Los Angeles or just Southern California, or maybe another state or maybe another country. Who knows where the future leads to? But I think eventually I'll come back.
Where then? What other states do you think will be safe for you as an LGBTQ member?
I honestly don't know. I have to do research on that because there's still states where they can fire you based on your sexuality. or you can be arrested in some countries, or you'd be, yeah. But I think maybe I always want to go to Hawaii for college or something, or New York. But I'm not sure.
Wow, we have gone over our limit. I'm actually quite impressed, but someone seems quite stressed. Okay. I'm not done! Thank you. There it is. Nathaniel Mactabe, thank you so much for joining me in my podcast. If you have any other questions, just please contact me. My Instagram is awesomejj437. My Snapchat is awesomejj135. My Twitter, please don't find my Twitter. And it isn't. But I'm going to give the microphone to Nathaniel one last time so he could say his parting words. Please say something sweet and don't, take an hour. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I think that's all I have to say about my work life and being a student at James Logan High School. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Period. Thank you.
Of course he would say something like that. Okay, this concludes the WPP World Profile Project of Nathan Mactabe. The podcast is, the podcast members are Jonathan Nunez and Nathan Mactabe. We are, Jonathan Nunez, me. I am in Miss Fenzel, Margot Fenzel. I am in her second period class, while Nathan is in her third period class. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Goodbye! No, do the chorus. Doesn't like this. I bet she doesn't like this. I guess she looks like this. Shake, 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 shake it. We're dancing if you can't see us.